Hey guys, I hope everybody's doing well. If you guys need a little bit more time, please let me know just by hitting the yes button on the side. If not, I will jump right into my presentation here. All right, so we're good to go. Again, just like Lars said on the last presentation, if you guys have a question, there is a raise hand feature for you guys on the bottom right-hand side. Once I see you guys with the hand raised, I will click on you, unmute you, and allow you guys to ask a question. Just giving you guys a little bit of a heads up. I'm going to switch up. I've been breaking down the Chaos and the Redwoods for the last couple of weeks. And I'm switching that up to now it's the PLL Whipsnakes versus the Redwoods Championship game that happened late in August. So without further ado, I'm going to jump right to it, get right to our clips. So, with that being said, let me share my screen. All right, here we go. All right, so we're going to start off. Here we are in the second quarter championship game. The nerves were probably flying really high in the first quarter here. It was 1-1. One thing that I found really interesting when breaking this game down analytically was that the Redwoods had 7 of their 12 goals were assisted. And I thought that was a really, really high statistic. And it's something that I thought should be highlighted. And that's the reason why I chose, how to manipulate a defense by using just ball movement and pick play. All right. And one thing to talk about, this is coming off of a face-off here. All right. So right here we have Matt Rambo. All right. And he is kind of getting – Matt Rambo is here. All right. And he is being guarded by – none other than Matt Landis, all right here. All right, so 2 heavyweights right here. This is going to be a great matchup, and I think that this was, something that a lot of people were looking forward to in this championship game. So coming off of a face-off, and one thing that I want to point out before we really show this clip is the Whipsnakes and Matt Rambo had actually just scored when they actually had a pick by, Bernhardt was set right here, that he was able to come topside and score off of this pick. So with that being said, we want to keep that in mind as we watch how this clip develops. And one thing that's happened over the last couple of weeks is the PLL Highlight Twitter account has actually come out, and they've talked about Matt Rambo, coming off of some razor picks coming this way, all right, with this pick coming at this angle. All right. And a razor pick can give you a lot of, different advantages with this. If this is a team where they want to, keep their matchup and the pick is set where it is right here. All right. This becomes a really tough area for the defender. All right. So Matt Landis would have to kind of maneuver around a picking defender, the cage, and the back of the goal, all right, in order to keep his matchup all the way through. And if you're a left-hander like Matt Rambo, you got this clear angle, if he were to kind of follow this trajectory, to get to the back of the cage and then get up here to the island, he has the clear advantage there. And that's something that Matt Rambo was very effective at during the PLL season, all right? As we let this thing develop, all right? And this is Drew Snyder right here coming down to set this pick, okay? And even though, as we watch what happens here, all right, Drew Snyder makes no contact. All right, there's no pick being set here. And part of that is, as you kind of rewind this right here, you can see how Matt Landis, all right, he's got his hips facing this way. All right, so there's no way that Matt Rambo is going to be able to get to his left hand here right now. All right. And he does what a lot of good attackmen will do in this situation, and they take what the defense is giving him. All right. So he's able to carry right-handed, all right, and attack this way. All right. Because of this pick, all right, and Drew Snyder being right here, all right, his defenseman has to honor that pick and get to a spot where he thinks he might be able to help out on him coming both left-handed this way and right-handed this way. Okay, so because of that, we're actually able to take one defender out of the slide and recovery, and this will help out the offensive group right now because now they're playing 5-on-5 above the cage with the ball carrier. All right, so as this happens, now we can see, all right, since this defender back here cannot help, okay, this defender right now becomes the slide guy. Okay. Now, as a great attackman does, all right, one thing that we can see right now is that Matt Rambo has his head up and he's able to see through the defense. Okay. He knows that he's got an outlet behind him, all right, and he's got an outlet out here in front of him. Okay. So he can look inside and he can look through the defense the entire time. All right. So now at this point, we roll away. Maybe we don't get a shot, and this could be, easily something that Matt Rambo had scored, several times on this year, was a question mark goal. Definitely a threat defensively here. But we can see right now that this is a very tough split, all right, between Connor Kelly, all right, and Jay Carlson. All right, so two very good scorers. This is a tough split for these two guys to kind of defend right now. So we're kind of, and I don't want to say a scramble mode defensively here right now, but we have to kind of bounce back and find our shape in order to prevent the Whipsnakes from scoring right now. All right. So now we had one dodge, we had one pick. All right. Even though we got no contact, it still counts as a pick in my opinion. All right. As we bounce, we don't get anything. This is a great poise by the Whipsnakes, staying patient and looking for the next dodging opportunity. All right. As we share the ball here, all right, now we get the ball to the opposite side of the field. We just saw Matt Rambo and Drew Snyder operating down here in this region. Now we're going to see Joe Locascio and Connor Kelly attacking from this side of the field. Okay. As we get to here, Joe Locascio's got a couple different options right now. All right. And we talked about these a little bit so far. He can take his right hand, all right, to maybe look to roll back. All right. The other thing that he might be able to do is, dodge to his left hand to see if he can roll back and get his right hand alley. All right. Or maybe one thing that we can see is potentially a pick come from the inside out. All right. So as we start this dodge, all right, we can see that one thing that's happening is this guy's going to fade. All right. And now this defender has to respect that fade. So as he starts to take a couple steps this way, all right, it's going to open up a lane for Joe Locascio to attack to. All right. The other thing that's going to do, all right, as we kind of take away some of these actions here, all right, is now you're going to see these two defenders inside really start to shift, all right, because the ball is coming this way. All right, so as we watch these two, as this plays through, all right, they now both get to that side of the ball carrier. All right, we don't get anything out of this, and that's fine. So now we have our third dodge. We share the ball. All right, and this is one thing that Coach Byrne talked about last week, or maybe 2 weeks ago, I believe, with Will Manning. All right, and you can see that this is Joe Locascio. And what Joe Locascio is going to do right here is something that all young players, if they can develop this skill, high school players, college players, this is a great skill to really develop here. And it'll help, kind of make you a little bit of a deceptive player. And it's also going to be something that's going to really make it difficult for a defender to, kind of know exactly what's going on. All right. So as we share the ball here to Connor Kelly, again, another very dangerous player. All right. But one thing that the Whipsnakes were really good at was playing unselfish lacrosse in this game. Okay. So as we get to here, all right, and we just saw a little hand signal here, all right, from Joe Locascio with his right hand out. So this defender right now might be thinking that Connor Kelly is going to attack this way off of this pick. All right. And that's the last thing that you want to do as a defender is assume that something's going to happen. Okay. Now at the last second, we can see that Joe Locascio flips all the way around and sets a pick for Connor Kelly now to attack right-handed. Right? And what that's going to do is change the roles of the defensemen at this very second. All right. So as we see here, now we have this defender is thinking he's the slide guy. All right. This defender out here was thinking, okay, they're dodging at me. I can't get faded, or I can't let this guy get beyond me, and I need to stay with my adjacent guy. All right. But when this guy attacks opposite, this is what we're going to see. All right. This pick in this location, all right, it is very, very difficult to defend. And what's going to happen right now is this feeder is going to have the opportunity, or this dodger, I should say, is going to have the opportunity to shoot or feed with his hand because of this pick, and because the defender has a really difficult job right now to get around the pick and around the picking defender. Okay. That opens up, hands free. All right. And one thing that, I know Lars just talked about this, of guys that want to shoot hard or guys that want to shoot it, really fast. At this point in time, all right, the one thing that we need to have offensively right now is a quick release, and we need to put our shots on cage. Okay. So in this instance, Drew Snyder, we can see him here, right? No defender within 2 yards of him. And at this level, if you have a defender within 2-3 yards, they can close out on you guys very quickly. At the high school level, it might be a little bit different. Same with the, club and youth level. At this point, all Drew Snyder needs to do is gather himself and put the ball on cage. All right? And that's with no disrespect to Timmy Troutner. Know Timmy pretty well. He's a heck of a goalie. But this is a very difficult save for Timmy to make, because the ball's going to be where he is very quickly, and he's got to react even quicker than Drew shoots. All right, as we can see, ball's on cage, all right, or shots on cage, and it's going to lead to a goal. Okay, so that's the one clip that I have here, all right, from the Whipsnakes and Redwoods championship game. All right, what I want to do is now flip around, all right, and show you guys the drill that I have, all right, picked out from, for you guys to kind of simulate some of the stuff that we're going to work on. All right. I got my home office set up here. All right. So I'm going to bring you guys a little bit closer so that you guys can see this. All right. And we're going to call this Magic 32s. All right. So one of the best basketball players to ever wear number 32, Magic Johnson. All right. We're going to simulate right now is that, let's just say that there's a coach with balls right here at top center. All right. And what's going to happen is, as we get rolling here, all right, this coach is going to throw a ball out to either one of these two offensive players here on this backside. All right. First couple times through, what we'll do is we'll give the offensive player one option. All right. So, hey, your option is that you're going to go pick for the other. You're going to go set a pick. All right. So let's just say we throw the ball right here to this wing guy, all right, our lower guy to start off. All right, he's going to authentically dodge to score right now. All right, so what's going to happen is, as this guy catches the ball, all right, this defender is going to come out and make a decision. All right, so as we set this pick and he comes maybe top side, all right, we're now reading if this defender goes with us, all right, or stays with the picking offensive player. All right, and what we want to make sure that if we're this guy that set the pick, if we stand still, we're doing something wrong right now. All right, so we want to pop to space after that pick happens so that it's very clear what this guy's decision was. All right, so we don't want to let one guy play two guys right now. All right, after this happens, all right, what we're doing is we are selling that we are attacking the cage right now. All right, and we're putting this guy right here in a very tough spot. All right, what we're going to try and simulate now is that this guy is actually the slide guy. All right, so that as we authentically dodge to score here, this guy slides. We want to be able to have that footwork to step away, all right, and share the ball forward here, all right, to that backside offensive player. All right, Another way that this drill will look, let me draw this up for you guys very quickly. All right, as we have our offensive guys set up in the exact same spots. All right, we have our defenders in the same areas. All right, let's say that as we come top side here again, all right, this guy comes and sets his pick, gets to space, and this defender decides to jump our pick. All right, we want to make sure that we have options for him at all times. All right, so at this very point, all right, where we need it, we have an outlet in front of the ball and we have an outlet behind the ball. All right, and now this defender is caught. Do I, go with the adjacent guy, or do I get to this spot on this backside? All right, so we'll call this Magic 32s. This will be a kind of a rapid fire drill where you can have an offensive player playing both of these two defensive spots. But if you want to make this a defensive drill where you're working on scraping, you're working on some of the mine and chase back decisions that Coach Burns talked about in the last couple of weeks, this is a great drill that you're working on all three of the offensive kind of components that we've talked about, with the dodging with your head up, the shot show. All right, and this is also a way that you can kind of work on setting picks, or another option that we can do is clearing through, or what we just saw from Joe Locascio is we can actually work on this guy flipping and setting his pick for this guy to come underneath, and that really changes every single role of the defensive unit at that time. All right, now this drill isn't going to only be a drill that you can do from above the cage, all right, with everybody above. Say that you're a team that you want to work on attacking from below goal line a little bit. All right, what we'll do is we'll actually kind of, let me just draw the goal a little bit higher for you guys. All right, we'll put an offensive guy back here. Maybe this guy's on the end line with the ball, an offensive guy here, and then we'll put a crease offensive guy. All right, we'll have a defender inside and a defender back here. All right, so as we get here, this is what you guys will see. All right, so that's how this will be set up. All right, what we're going to read now is, again, the same thing. All right, let's say that, we get a pick here in this situation. We come off of this. All right, now we're reading. All right, this defender fights through. All right, we want to kind of big turn, get to space, and now we want to try and attack opposite. All right, to really make this guy commit, and we'll be able to have this guy work over the top. All right, so that's a drill that we're going to call Magic 32s. All right, I wish I had a practice clip for you guys to see. All right, but I want to open it up now to anybody that has a question about how the drill will work or anything about the clip that was related to it. All right, Jay Layden. All right, Jay Layden, your question? Oh, you there? All right. Anybody else got a question? All right. I guess with that being said, I'll let you guys have a little bit of a bathroom break before Coach Corrigan hops on here in 10 minutes. Thank you guys again for tuning in, and look forward to being with you guys again later this week.